everyone. This is your Hope Coach, Destiny's Break with SacredCareServices.com. And I wanted to get on today to talk about the importance of communication. I am being led to talk about communication and the importance of communication for the next 5 days consistently. And so you can consider this part one or day one of the importance of communication. So, often people, have a awareness in their to their conscious that the importance of communication is like us speaking. And for different people in different cultures and depending on your different abilities to perceive communication, you communicate based upon that. And so our Father has created communication for us to create awareness, to create mobility, meaning you're able to move, you're able to function. Another reason why the Father has created communication is so that things can stay in order, so that they can consistently flow, so that there will be circulation throughout that communication. So whenever there is not a proper circulation, then there is a lack of communication. And this can happen in the physical body, right? It can happen mentally, it can happen emotionally, it can happen spiritually. And the spiritual side of things is a little bit more complicated because the spiritual side is a lot of times affecting the physical along as well with the mental and the emotional, and it's almost like something that can be so hidden to our subconscious mind, which does 90% of our subconscious mind, and there's 10% of our conscious mind. So there's a lot that can be hidden from our subconscious spiritually if we don't have the right communication and circulation, which allows our senses to be open. If we don't have that, then there's going to be a lack of all those things I just said. A lack of circulation, a lack of communication, a lack of senses, a lack of motivation, a lack of encouragement. There's going to be a lack of function. So this is why the Father wants his children to have communication with one another. And he wants you to have the proper communication as well so that you can be effective as the body of Christ, as the body of the Messiah, as the body of Yeshua, right? In order for you to fulfill your role in that body, you have to be communicating with the rest of the body. You've got to be communicating with the head, which is a part of the mind, and everything like that. And we consider, Jesus Christ, Yeshua, HaMashiach, we consider him our head, and the rest of the body is supposed to function according to the head. Well, the vision that I got from the Father is that the rest of the ligaments of the body parts weren't connected to the head, meaning they weren't connected to Yeshua. They weren't connected to the main priority that allows us to function, basically. And that is affecting people's identities, their purpose, and their destiny. So I want you to understand the power of communication and how not only is it affecting your identity, your purpose, and your destiny, it's affecting everything connected to your life, which is really those three things. It affects anything that can be created in this world. Okay? So without the proper communication, your dreams cannot become reality. You cannot build the business that you want to build or the ministry that you want to build, and it stand firm and founded and grounded so that it can, flourish. Without healthy communication, you're not able to communicate your needs to others. You're not able to communicate your desires. You're not able to communicate your passion. You're not able to communicate your boundaries. You're not able to communicate anything that needs to be communicated. And so what happens is it creates a surviving mode instead of a thriving mode, as I talked about in the last video. So I wanted to get on here and just give you a one part or day one of the importance of communication. And I'm going to be doing this for the next 5 days. So make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can start to learn about the importance of communication and how it is affecting senses, meaning it affects your hands, it affects your ears, it affects your eyes, it affects your mind, it affects your the way you smell, it affects your taste, it affects everything. It affects everything. And without not being able to have those senses open, you're not able to receive what it is that you need to partake in. And that goes back to, how do I care for myself? Well, if my senses are not open, then I'm not able to properly care for myself in a healthy way. And often that is why relationships fell and businesses fell and ministries fell, and our purposes are they're not being fulfilled, is because we don't know how healthy communication is circulated. So I want to give you one key today that we are for day one, I guess, and I may keep doing this as we go on throughout the days. But day one, the key is intimacy. So intimacy is the key to building healthy communications. And the thing about intimacy is that it's very authentic, meaning it's not something that is forced, but it's something that flows naturally. And so you can think of it as the physical body, how there's a part of our body that is ran on autopilot and we don't have to do anything for it to function, meaning our heart constantly is beating and keeping our bodies in function with blood flow, oxygen flow, everything. And it's running all the way throughout our kidneys, our liver, everything that it's supposed to be circulating towards, it's supposed to do that. So that's the same thing as intimacy. And what it does with communication is that it allows you to go to a different level in your life. And so that is why we have built the Intimacy Masterclass to help you go to the next level in your life. If you're comfortable with being in this level, then this masterclass is not for you. But if you have goals, if you have a vision or a mission, if there's something that you're reaching for, that you know that it's a greater level, and you're going to have to take action to position yourself and grab that thing that it is that you are supposed to have. If that sounds like something for you, that you're ready to go to the next level and you recognize that communication, therefore intimacy, is needed, whether it's in your marriage or your relationships with your children, or if it's business or ministry, no matter what your challenge is, this is going to be something you can definitely benefit from, because no matter what you're doing, relationships or or business, whatever that is, communication, intimacy is needed for everything. So today is the last day for you to get a ticket for the intimacy class at the rate of $97. If you are wanting to plug in now, this is the time, because after today, the ticket prices are going back to normal prices, and they will be back at $399. So I encourage you to take action today, get your ticket, take the opportunity to plug in and learn how to care for yourself when it comes to intimacy, towards yourself, towards others, towards God, allowing you to find something that's no longer cheap, but something that is meant to last forever. And when I think about intimacy, it's not cheaply made, but it's meant to last forever. So is your identity, your purpose, and your destiny. Those are all things that are meant to last forever. And that's exactly how the Father has designed it, for it to not be, He didn't make it cheaply, but He made it so that it would stand strong. And so because the Father has invested in us, it's our time to invest back in what He's given us. And it's our choice to nurture those areas that are lacking. or we can continue to let them die off. So if this is something that you're interested in, I encourage you to go share it with your friends, share it with other believers, because this is going to help you redeem time, especially if you've lost a lot of time, with anxiety, depression, shame, guilt, rejection, perfection, all of the different spirits, all of the different challenges. If you have lost time, this is your opportunity to redeem your time, to get your time back. And I don't know about you, but that sounds like a pretty great thing, to be able to have time restored and years that you lost to be given back to you, and you can zoom past and be where you're actually supposed to be at, because time is so precious. So I'm cheering for you. I'm hoping to see you in the masterclass. It's going to be March 5th of this year, 2023. It's going to be on Zoom at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. And when you get your ticket, you will get registration and confirmation, and you will find out all the rest of the details. But until next time, I hope you have a blessed day and keep placing your hope in God.